new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire, the no-show. Who set you back because they didn't show up on day one, or day two, or ever again. And now your product launch is delayed because you're talking to alien abduction podcasters to track them down. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can help make sure your next hire sticks. In fact, businesses who use LinkedIn are 24% less likely to reopen a role in the next 12 months. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to the Final Fantasy Lorecast, a podcast dedicated to the history and lore of the Final Fantasy series. Join us as we take a deep dive into the different worlds, characters, and so much more. Welcome, adventurers, to our first true episode for the Final Fantasy Lorecast. I am one of your hosts, Ben of Temeria, followed by my two other hosts and fellow adventurers, Trey. How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
Good. And Steven.
What's going on? I'm ready to talk some Final Fantasy. Let's do it.
So, to kick off our Season 1, we are obviously have to hit the elephant in the room with all of characters in Final Fantasy. And that is the Warriors of Light, which clearly come up in multiple games and are essentially kick off the entire series of the games. So, yeah, that's what we're going to go over today. Fun stuff. So, if no one knows what a Warrior of Light is, the Warriors of Light are also called Light Warriors, Warriors of Light, or Heroes of Light, and they're a recurring theme in the Final Fantasy series. 4 heroes are chosen by the crystals to be by a prophecy, a will, or fate to embark on a dangerous journey to fight evil, to restore balance in the world. In the games they appear in, the Light Warriors are always the characters controlled by the player.
And I know that I don't think they're listed all of these in Warriors of Light, but I think 1 through 6, you played with 4 players. Like, you had 4 characters active when you were in battle. So they stuck to that 4 for quite a long time.
Yeah. It's really till, not every Final Fantasy has the theme of Warriors of Light, which we'll go into. It's mainly a lot of the earlier ones, like 1 through 4, obviously have like the Warriors of Light theme because that's what they went with. But then they started diving and diverging to different storytelling mechanics besides just using the Warrior of Light because they wanted to do things different, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, they pretty much stuck through it until they got to 7, where it just, you went with 3 characters in your party battling at one time, and then there was just, I wouldn't consider Cloud a Warrior of Light, even though he technically is, because he's the protagonist. He's not a lot of light about him, but
no.
Yeah,
no.
They really broke the mold with that when they changed everything up.
Oh yeah. So to kick things off, we're going to go in more of a chronological order of the series. So we start with the first Final Fantasy. So the Warriors of Light are 4 youths spoken in Lucan's prophecy to appear in Cornelius to save the captured Princess Sarah from the clutches of the corrupted knight Garland. Unlike in the later appearances, these warriors could hold the crystals themselves. Their mission was not to save the crystals, but to destroy the 4 fiends of each of the 4 elements to save the world from restoring the light to the crystals they hold. And then after defeating the 4 fiends, the Light Warriors traveled into the past to defeat the cause of the evil Chaos, who turns out to be their first foe, Garland. The evil forces had created a cycle of destruction passing through time. The Warriors of Light had once and for all by destroying chaos. And the Warriors of Light are not given names and instead are named by the player. Their job classes are also assigned by the player at the start of the game. In the manga adaptation, the Warriors are named Puffy Tote, a red mage, and Feltz Stewart, a black belt, and the accompanied by Princess Sarah, Matona, Bahamut, and DB6, a robot. In the novelization Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, Memory of Heroes, the warriors are named Cetro for the warrior, Zarvel for the thief, Flora for the white mage, and Tilo for the black mage.
Can we just say...
I'm sorry, Puffy...
The name pronunciations are going to be tough all the way through. Because Final Fantasy has some... that was one thing always growing up. Like, I always was interested to hear how people pronounce some of the names in the different games. Like, how I said it in my head. I was like, oh, that's not at all how I pronounced it.
Right.
Titus or Titus?
Oh, it's Titus for me.
Yeah,
that's also
me too,
yeah.
all the way.
Titus, yeah, same here. I mean, in going through these episodes and with the show, when I talk, some of the pronunciations might be not right because I also do, the Holocron Histories, which is Star Wars.
I
Good
mean,
luck
neither
with
one of us
trying
do
to
either, right?
Any of that.
I don't think it's. I think it's okay that we might mispronounce some things here and there. I did like how in the game, because they have Garland. I think he's the one who powers the light warriors, and then they have to keep trying to kill him. And then when they finally do, that breaks the time traveling cycle. So very nice way to introduce the whole Warriors of Light, the Warriors of Light against darkness. Good versus evil. That's a big theme in Final Fantasy all the way through. And it's always, we're the team white, we're team light. And I thought it was a nice way to set, obviously they didn't plan for all these sequels, but it was just such a great game. And I just played it, I think, last year, and it still holds up story wise.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I still have yet to play the first Final Fantasy. I haven't played 1 through 6 yet. I still need to do that. But if anybody has, obviously these episodes will have spoilers because we go in the lore of things. Garland, we will talk about later because we do see him again.
We see him a few times in a couple different games.
Yeah, and in a recent title too, not 16, but Strangers of Paradise, we do see Garland again. Mm-hmm. And we'll get into that later, but
you see him in another game, but I won't spoil that for you yet.
Oh, okay. So it has to be 9.
No, it doesn't have to be.
But now we skip Final Fantasy 2, and then we jump to Final Fantasy 3. So they skip the Warriors of Light theme in the second game. So with the third game, the Warriors of Light are 4 orphaned youths that live in the floating continent. In the original game, they are not given names, but the 3D version names them Lunith, Ark, Rifla, and Ingus, and gives them a short backstory. They travel the world appearing at the 4 crystals of each element, gaining jobs of each one they find. Their goal is to defeat the power of darkness and destroying the world. After traveling into the world of darkness, the Warriors of Light find the opposing Warriors of the Dark, who once saved the world themselves from the destructive power of light. The 4 warriors aid the 4 orphans during the final battle against the Cloud of Darkness. So, another theme, the warriors going to set different place to destroy darkness, but this time around, the Warriors of Darkness were the good guys in their world. And
yeah, I really like that.
This is also, if anybody plays Final Fantasy XIV, this is essentially very similar to the storyline for the Shadowbringers expansion.
Well, I'm going to quit listening at this point.
Okay,
I'm just jumping in.
Hey,
so I
I'm
don't
just
know
saying. Hey, I'm just saying. I'm not giving. I haven't played it. I just.
we go out of our way to avoid spoilers for you for 9, and here you are just throwing them on the fire.
Okay. Hey, I'm okay doing spoilers because 9's like, a 15, 20-year-old game at this point.
Yeah.
14's 10 years old now. I mean, I only know that from Shadowbringers because that's the.
We're getting old.
Yeah. If you watch the trailer, that's literally just in the trailer for Shadowbringers.
It does make me want to play.
You become the Warrior of Darkness in Shadowbringers to be a good guy.
I do want to play Final Fantasy 3 now because that does sound really like I haven't played 1 through 5, and I've always wanted to, but it's like I don't have a Super Nintendo or a whatever other.
But now
system.
They're all on PlayStation or PC, and you can get them.
Yeah,
everywhere.
they're on the Pixel.
I've got no excuse now. I've just got to go through and play them.
Mm-hmm. So, again, they skipped the Warriors of Light themed for Final Fantasy IV, and they jumped to the 5. So there's kind of a reoccurring theme here of them just skipping each game. So there are 2 groups of warriors. The 4 Warriors of Dawn, Gulof, Dorgan, Kelger, and Ziat, defeated their evil Exdeath and sealed him in the remote cavern using the power of the 4 crystals of another world. Though 3 of the 4 return home to their world, Dorgan stays behind, feeling guilty of bringing the great evil to an innocent world. While there, he was his son Bart's, but dies of grief before passing to his wife Stella. Gosh, I can't talk. Bart's became a wanderer and one day gathers a group of warriors in his own group, branded the Warriors of Light by the Wind Crystal. These 4, who include the Dawn Warrior Gulof and the Royal Tycoon sisters, Alina and Ferris, are chosen by the crystals to protect them from and destroy evil. They fail each time, and each crystal is shattered by excess forces. When each crystal is broken, the shards become job classes for the warriors. So, destroying the crystals are becoming a good thing for them because it gives them strength.
This story is wonky. I read it beforehand in the show notes. I was like, "What is going on in this game?" 5
was weird because it specifically deals
really
with
like
Exdeath.
5. Can I defend it for just a second?
Go right
This
ahead.
sounds way more convoluted than it is. All it is so you got your 4 warriors. They defeat Exdeath and they seal him in a different world, which is where Bart's is born. And then Bart's and the other guys, they have to go, or the other group, because there's 2 girls in their group. They go and they're trying to relight the crystals, but they're always one step behind, and they keep breaking, and they show up when they break. But it's definitely not as convoluted as this is making it sound. It flows very nicely.
And see, this is why we have you, because it helps put my show notes to good use.
and so you don't know about the Warriors of Dawn when the game starts. You're just Bart's. He's dealing with everything. He's become a wanderer, and he's wandering around, and then stuff just starts happening. And then you learn about Exdeath, and you learn about all those things. But when you start, you're just Bart's, and you're running around. You're the Warrior of Light, finding your other Warriors of Light, and you find your group, and all of them have pretty decent stories. They all go through some stuff, and they redeem themselves as Warriors of Light. And then they eventually, they come together and they're able to save the world, because that's what the Warriors of Light do. But it's a great game with a great job system. Don't you dare crap on, I think, my favorite underrated Final Fantasy.
That's fair. I mean, I will never diss any Final Fantasy game.
I was just trying to figure out what was going on. The show notes.
That's fair.
The show notes weren't clear with it.
So, after the 4 crystals are destroyed, Exdeath returns. The Light Warriors travel to the Dawn Warriors world, and while there, each of the original Warriors of Dawn sacrifice themselves to try and defeat Exdeath, including Gulof, who is replaced by his granddaughter, Creely, who completes the 2nd generation of warriors. And then Exdeath fuses the 2 worlds together so he gained more power from the void. The Warriors of Light travel into the interdimensional rift, fighting through his horde of demons to slay Exdeath, While the aid of the spirits of the Dawn Warriors, it is revealed that whenever the world is on the brink of being consumed into the void, 4 spirits will be born who will give birth to light, referring to the formation of the Warriors of Light.
Whew.
Yeah. And now, I have to, like, remind myself, I've seen Exdeath, like, a few times. He's a giant dragon, isn't he? Like, demon dragon thing, if I recall.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. It's been a long time since I've played 5.
Let me see here. No, he's a giant guy in like pseudo armor. I thought he was a dragon for some reason.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's Final Fantasy V. Yeah, that obviously we're not going into like actual spoilers or anything.
When we do the lore of Final Fantasy V, we'll dive more into the story. We'll do it story based, not just like timeline rundown.
I can't wait.
And hopefully by then I'll play it. But
yeah.
But at this point we are going to take a short mid break, and we will be back with more Warriors of Light.
Hey parents, how do you make smarter choices for your kids' college today? That's where Sally can help. With Sally, you can find scholarships, funding options, tools, and guidance all in one place. And if you need a loan, Sally has options for different families and different situations. College is only worth it if you do it right. So don't just help your kid go. Help them go smarter. Sally.com/GoParents.
Need a laptop that's built to perform and designed to last all day? Select Windows 11 PCs starting at $499.99 are now at Best Buy. Learn more at BestBuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
All right, welcome to the mid-break of the show, where we talk about everything with the podcast that has nothing to do with the lore of Final Fantasy. And at this point, I just want to thank everybody who's listening to our kickoff for the show. I really appreciate it. And if you want to support the show, there's a few ways you can do that. You can rate us and give us reviews on Apple. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple, we can read it out loud the next time on the show. And then if you can actually rate us and give us stars on Spotify, and you can actually leave a comment on each episode now on Spotify. So if you leave some nice words on an episode, I will read that out loud on the show as well. But I do have a nice comment on Discord in our Final Fantasy Lorecast channel and the Robots Radio Discord. Caballo just responded yesterday saying, just listen to the first episode and dang man, we haven't even gone into the lore yet, and it's really entertaining. Just listening to you three talk about Final Fantasy experience really made my day at work all the better, and I can't stress enough, I can't wait. Thank you, Caballo, because your words really helps me do what I do and like what I put into these shows, because I treat this just like a job, and it just makes me smile. And then you can also,
they are our favorite red mage.
Yes, he is a red. Yes, Caballo did say that they're a red mage as their job. So that's one of our warriors, 5 Warriors of Light has a job, and they're a red mage. Come on, where are you the other 4 at? Because we need to know. But you can just with that Discord server, the Robots Radio, you can find us on that at therobotsradio.net, as well as my other shows, Holocron Histories and the Wizarding World Lorecast. And I'm actually starting to make a Discord server for my 3 shows for all of us to hang out in. And I will say, I did not realize making a Discord server was an undertaking as it is. I thought making a podcast was an undertaking. I think Discord's worse.
I think once Discord's set up, though, at least you can just set it and forget it.
Yes, that's fair. That's a good point. That is a very good point. And at some point here in the near future, I am planning on putting us on Patreon. So if you do want to support us financially through Patreon, I will have that set up and we'll announce it here on the show to where we would have ad-free episodes or even having you, the listener, join us once a month on the podcast, talk about anything with Final Fantasy. And, with the series, there's just so much to talk about because there's 16 main entries, let alone everything else in the series.
Yes,
I mean, it's really the perfect chance for
Final Fantasy
yes,
59.
9 or anything, anything at all. If 10's your favorite and you want to just spend an hour gushing about 10, just let us know. And if you're on that tier, we will be happy to indulge.
Yes, and I speak this to a friend, Genesis. That means you, because I know you love 10. If you're listening to the episode, I see you. But yeah, is there anything else we should add in the mid break here? No.
Nope.
Okay. Cool.
No.
Well, let's get back into more Warriors of Light.
Fantasy 16 got a lot of artistic influence from 14. I know it's the same guy. I did not realize he was basically making the same universe, even. It's wild to me. Did you notice that when you read through it, Steve?
You want to hear something funny? Right when you started talking, you were talking through the mid-break sound.
I hate
so
you.
No
I hate
one,
you so much.
No one would hear that.
I figured that's what was going on. That's why I was just waiting.
I thought you were done with the mid break.
Yeah, but then I have an exit cue to go back into the show. It's okay. We'll get used to it.
This is what editing's for, man.
Well, no one heard you because you're muted on when I record. When I play the exit sound.
Oh, you don't think I can do that again?
You can do it again. You can do it again. I heard that there's a lot of inspiration in 16 from 14 because it's the same producer.
Right, but just like reading through the show, or am I on? Am I good?
Oh yeah,
to go?
You're good.
Is this you need to get a light, man. You need like a green light, red light. But like, Steve, did you read this and think, man, this sounds like 16, or was that just me?
I'll be honest with you. I looked at the sheer amount of lore with the Warriors of Light with 14, and I kind of did a little glazing over it.
Yeah, that's why I did that. That's why we're doing 14 after the mid break, because just like that's the whole point of the game, is that you are a Warrior of Light. So yeah, we have Final Fantasy 14, so it skips from 5 all the way to 14. So 6 through 12 or 6 through 13, there's not like it's not the main theme of the game.
They're not referred to as Warriors of Light.
Correct.
But they are. But your protagonist is technically a Warrior of Light. I think
and that is true. So the Warriors of Light are stated to be the band of adventurers, or the players, since 14 is the MMO, that helped protect the city-states to form the Azorian Alliance during the events leading up to the 7th Umbral Era. They took to the field during the Battle of Chartenay on the plains of Mordana, and were lost during the Unleashed of Bahamut. Their names derive from the fact that whenever people try to remember them, all they remember is a silhouette surrounded by a blinding light.
I like that. Like, it gives it a little bit more reason to why they are.
And then characters created for the original game, so this is version 1.0, have a special tattoo on their neck indicating that they're one of the Warriors of Light. It can be hidden or unhidden with the command \mark They have a different intro upon starting the game, appearing in the flash of light and walking to the chosen city-state, and there are minor edits to the text of some quests. They receive a chocobo whose beak has been branded with the same mark, implying that they have the original chocobo from the previous era. Now, what I just went over is because the base game for Final Fantasy XIV was completely redone after its first year because it did that bad. The game was a complete train wreck, so they redid the entire base game and renamed it from Final Fantasy XIV to Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And it actually, so they didn't just restart the story, they actually, oh hey, the first year happened, all the story stuff happens because the base game story of 14 was a completely different story. So they rewrote an entire new story that is a sequel to the original, now deleted game.
Smart.
So it's really interesting because if you started with 14 and then went into Realm Reborn, you had that special Scion mark on your neck. When if you create a character now, you can't have that mark because you weren't there for base game.
Oh, I want that mark.
I know, right?
I
want it too.
That is pretty awesome.
So, near completion of the main plot, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and all player characters, including those created in Realm Reborn, are referred to as Warriors of Light by the leaders of the Grand Companies. The player characters refer to the Warrior of Light specifically by Hydaelyn, and becomes a widely known and referred to in-game as the Warrior of Light thereafter. And Hydaelyn is, and we'll get into Hydaelyn later down the line, but Hydaelyn is the mother crystal of 14. It is the essence of all light in the universe.
Okay.
And then the concept of the Warrior Light existed on eons in each and every world. Elblius exploited this by becoming a Warrior of Light himself and aided in the Ascians. Ardor and his duty as emissary during the final battle of Norvient. Elblius used the Crystal Tower to summon shades of heroes from other worlds, drawing upon their hopes to feed his power as a primal. He merges with them to become a version of the first Warrior of Light in a final bid to defeat the player character, but is defeated by the Adventurer and the Exarch. And in this fight, if I recall, or I've seen screenshots, I can't remember if I've done this or not, he looks like the original Warrior Light concept, where the horned, like the behemoth style helmet and everything. Yeah. And she played Dissidia Final Fantasy, that Warrior Light as that character. Right. And then Ajor Galbius and Ramzan Beolv, these names I swear, are known to be Warriors of Light from the ancient past. Albert was the Warrior Light on the first. And then,
is that the same Ramza from Final Fantasy Tactics?
He has the same name.
I don't think so.
It's not the same character, but the same name.
Okay, I thought the name was familiar.
Here's a little fun fact. Final Fantasy XIV has very close. It's been theorized that Tactics and Final Fantasy X and X-2 are in the same universe as 14.
Yeah, they say that about 7 and 10 as well. How 7 and 10 are supposed to be like the same world. They're just however many years apart.
Right.
But
well, in X-2 there is a character called Shinra.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, every game has a Cid.
Yeah, and that's
he's also he's an Al Bhed who's focused on, and they make it very clear that it's a tie together.
Mm-hmm. In 14,
I feel like,
and one of the expansions they added a city that it's in ruins, but it's like cities from Final Fantasy Tactics. So there's a lot of theories and whatnot, but they also done crossover events to where, you can meet Lightning, in Final Fantasy XIV through a crossover event. And then you can also get Noctis's like car through a gold saucer event they have a couple times a year. So yeah, I mean, just random. I mean, heck, they did a Monster Hunter crossover. You can get a Rathalos mount. It's fantastic. Which I want. Anyway, so also there's the Minion Elite, which is a minion the player can acquire when summoned. It randomly appears as the Warrior, the Black Mage, or the White Mage from Final Fantasy 1. And minions are essentially like just little characters that can follow you around. That's it. They don't do anything. No, don't do anything special. They just follow you.
Like pets in ESO.
Yeah. Yes, exactly like pets. It's exactly the same system. So, but you have like smaller versions of characters in game or from other series, or you can get a dog or a cat or something. But yeah. And then now we jump to Stranger of Paradise, the Final Fantasy Origin. So
buckle up.
This is where it gets interesting because it goes back to Final Fantasy 1. Actually, pre-Final Fantasy 1. So, as the kingdom of Cornelia is ravaged by monsters and cataclysms, 3 powerful warriors rise up to the premise: Jack, Ash, and Jed. Each carry a dark oval crystal and is gifted with abilities beyond those of regular humans, but they lack any memories of those who were before coming to Cornelia and only driven by desire to destroy chaos. After slaying 3 powerful monsters and asking the king's permission to fight chaos, they are sent to investigate the strange occurrences happening in the Chaos Shrine. They discover an armored figure sitting on the throne who claimed to be Chaos. After defeating the knight, they discover their true identity, a young woman named Neon, who prayed to someone to become the embodiment of darkness so that she would be the one slain by someone as Chaos. She too carries a black crystal and decides to join the 3 warriors, and the king rejoices, believing the 4 warriors to be the prophesized Warriors of Light. Upon returning to the castle, the warriors are tasked with returning the 4 elemental crystals overtaken by the 4 fiends to their former splendor, and the only one who possesses any information about them is the notorious Dark Elf King Astros. Jack and his party confronted him, and the elf reveals the locations of the crystals, first of them being the Wind Crystal kept in the orbital station known as the Flying Fortress. In the fortress, the warriors confront the Fiend of Wind, Tiamat, and Slayer. Returning the crystal to the full strength, a young woman is left lying in Tiamat's place, Sophia, who also wishes to destroy chaos, carrying a dark crystal. This confuses the others, who believe the prophecy specified only 4 warriors of light, but regardless, Sophia joins Jack and his friends on his journey. Yeah, the story gets interesting.
Real quick. Right up there with 5.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And then over the course of their quest, the warriors gradually recover their memories and realize they are Lufians. While Neon is the only Corellian in the party, the 4 Lufians are strangers, special guests sent into Corellia as to play a role of the Warriors of Light, so that the world could remain in technological stasis and thus pose no threat to Lufinia, whose denizens wish to exert their control and dump most of their darkness into another world to live in quote-unquote paradise. Prior to losing his memories, Jack gained a romantic affection for Princess Sarah and became disgusted with how his people treated Corellia. As their plaything, decided to rebel in secret and recruiting Astros and other strangers to their cause. As the final component to the plan, Jack left his original crystal with Sarah so that he would be able to recover his memories at a later point and wreak control from Lufinia. After slaying the 4 fiends and returning to Cornelia, the warriors protect the castle from Captain Bick? I don't know, a name. And his pirates who were possessed by darkness. They confront Astros from who is forced to fight them and perishes, with Jack absorbing most of his darkness. Upon returning to the castle, Jack and his allies attempt to rebel repel the monster invasion, but their efforts are in vain. The royal family, including Sarah, dies, and Jack's original crystal shatters, releasing his memories. The rest of the party confronts Jack, forcing him to absorb more darkness to kill them in the struggle. Consumed by the dark energies, Jack ventures back into the Chaos Shrine where the Lufenian extraction point is located. He invades their dimension, destroys the memory crystal, and releases countless particles of darkness, which take shape in the shape of a being known as the Darkness Manifest. Jack defeats the being and absorbs the darkness before shattering the connection and departing back to Cornelia. And then after the plan is complete, Jack retreats to the Chaos Shrine and starts using his surname, Garland.
Oh.
Oop, we came full circle. The four fiends are revealed to be Jack's friends who counted on him to finish what they started in the Free. Cornelia, Garland sets the final part of his plan in motion to evade Cornelia and kidnapping Sarah and taking her to the shrine where he awaits the Warriors of Light to confront him. And then now we get to the DLC, because this actually ties more into the original Final Fantasy. So, during the Trials of the Dragon King DLC chapter, the true Warriors of Light challenge Jack but are easily dispatched. Jack consults with Bahamut and, after Jack proves his worth by defeating him in combat, agrees to empower the true Warriors of Light in future cycles with the hope that they one day best Jack. And though Jack claims to be the true Warriors of Light are from Cornelia, NPC dialogue from allied monsters featured in the Wanderer of the Rift DLC chapter reveals that they are from another world. Further NPC dialogue reveals that Neon was experimented on when she was in her mother's room to become an artificial Warrior of Light. Similarly, NPC dialogue suggests that Jack, Ash, Jed, and Sophia are not true Lufians and also originated from another world. Yeah, that was a lot. And it comes full circle to where we see Garland again because dun 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 dun.
He is chaos.
He is chaos. He is the one known as Jack that you play as in Strangers of Paradise.
If I heard that correctly, Jack and his crew, they're going through, they're beating these crystals and collecting all this darkness that the other world is letting stay in this world, and they don't remember things, and so the family dies, including Princess Sarah, who he has who he's in love with, but he doesn't realize he's in love with her until they die and the crystal shatters. So as soon as he realizes he loves her, he just watched her die. And he just loses it, and he becomes chaos.
Yep.
I think that's a great origin story for the guy who you eventually try and fight in Final Fantasy 1. So for me, listening to it, it did sound very convoluted at the beginning, but I think it all tied together very nicely.
It comes around to where, like, it gives a lot more backstory to the original Final Fantasy, especially, this game... Origins of Paradise came out in, I want to say it was 2020 or 2021. Fairly recent to a game that came out, the first Final Fantasy came out in 1980 something. 7? Okay. I see. I can never
Well, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, people who worked on the original worked on this, and this was kind of just something they wanted to do. It was like a passion project.
Yeah, and it really gives more in-depth to the characters that obviously what we just went over. So Jack is Garland. He is the main antagonist that you fight in Final Fantasy, the first Final Fantasy, and the four fiends are your companions throughout the entire game of Strangers of Paradise that you defeat.
That's really good.
In the first Final Fantasy. And in the DLC, you do beat the original Warriors of Light that you play as in Final Fantasy 1, and it just goes with it where it's a complete cycle that happens every time until Jack, or known as Garland, is finally defeated.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool full circle story of how things happened.
For me, since the topic is Warriors of Light, I think this is the game that it sounds like I would probably vote as the best example of them using the Warriors of Light to tell a story. And I think this is where they incorporate it the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they took the original theme and expanded upon it to where here's a lot more background info. Here's more of an origin of the world that the Warrior of Light you go to as Warriors of Light in the first Final Fantasy, and origins on the bosses that you're fighting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, Steve, you can unbuckle now.
No. Well, for a second, and then we got to buckle back in because there's another one.
So now we have Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. So Lightning is called the Knight of Light, a synonym for the Warrior of Light by Zoe in the Yusan Slaughterhouse. Before the fight begins, Lightning has been chosen as the savior of souls by the god. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Bazunazel or what? I'm not even like it's BHUNIVEL.
Bunivels?
Yeah, Bunivels.
Bunivels?
Yeah, that's it.
Sure.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, so Lightning gets called the Warrior of Light, or the Knight of Light. It's a synonym, but that's all you get. It's just a nod. 13.
Yeah, it's just more of a nod.
Yeah, you get one nod in one of the 3 games of the 13 series.
Mm-hmm. And Lightning Returns is the 3rd one. So it's the last one in the trilogy. And then now we have Final Fantasy 15. So Final Fantasy 15 stated as Final Fantasy Versus 13 in a part of the Fable Novia Crystallis series, as the project to become the main series entry. Its connection to Fabula Nova Crystallis was diminished, but various design elements of the later remains. So originally, what this is saying, Final Fantasy 15 was originally going to be another game in the 13 line.
Boy, oh boy.
But they scrapped it and just made its own new entry into the series. In the opening loading screen of the game, there's a line that says, "In a time unknown, only a prophecy keeps hope alive in its people's hearts. When darkness veils the world, the King of Light shall come." This is similar to the opening line of the first Final Fantasy. "The world lies shrouded in darkness, the winds die, the seas rage, the earth decays, but the people believe in a prophecy, apparently waiting for its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come." So, similar, they were nodding it to the original, the 15 text to the original Final Fantasy text. And then, in the world of Final Fantasy 15, the kings of Lucius served as the warriors of light, quote-unquote, being servants of the crystal and thus bound by its will through the ancient pact with the astrals and able to use the special kind of magic via the crystal's power. This magic, and other magic related to the gods, as wielded by the oracle, comes at the cost of physically deliberating the wielder to a fatal degree if overused. Noctis, Lucius Callum, and his companions Gladius Amicia, Ignis Cynthia, and Prompto Argumentum served as warriors of light for the Final Fantasy 15, with Noctis being chosen by the crystal to perform a ceremony and to cleanse the world of Eos of a scourge that generates monstrous demons and lengthens the nights until all daylight vanishes. He is known as the King of Kings, or the True King.
Where was any of this during the game?
Right?
I don't remember any of that while I was playing it. Granted, it's been a little while, but I don't.
Yeah, all I remember is Noctis's whole entire purpose of story development is, I need to get my fiance.
I don't remember.
And you randomly fight the primals / icons / summons throughout your adventure. You fight Titan.
Yeah.
You I remember fighting Leviathan.
Yeah. That's in that last city.
I can't remember. Did we fight in the others? I can't remember. Besides Titan and Leviathan.
I played it when it came out, and that was the last time I played it.
And that was 2015, people.
Yeah, a little fuzzy on the details, for good reason.
Was that 15 or was that 13? Might have been 13. Might have been 2013. I don't know. It was one of the. It was like it was around that time. It was when I was either in high school or like out of high school by that time. So, but yeah, that's Warriors of Light. There's a lot. And if you
it was
can't
definitely
tell,
in my opinion, I think it was a lot better in the earlier installations. I mean, I'm sure 14 is great. I haven't played it yet. I'll take your word for it, but I mean the combo of 1 and Strangers of Paradise, I think, is just that's Final Fantasy at its best, when they can make a
full circle from a
story.
a game that came out in the 80s to a game that came out in the 2020s.
Right, when they can do
with the story.
Yeah, when they can do like a this far in the past, this thing happened, and bring it and make it actually connect to, either the future or the current, whatever it is. I think that's when Final Fantasy is at its best. 10 did that really well. I won't say anything. I don't remember if you said you beat it, but
no, I've only played bits and pieces. But what were you going to say, Trey?
Oh no, keep going, Steve.
Oh, I was just going to say,
nailing it.
10 does it really well, where they connect a lot of the stuff that happened in the past, where you think one thing happened, but once you actually see more of it, you find out that it's a lot of baloney, we'll say. I'll keep it PG. And it's very interesting how players have to reckon with how basically their whole world is shattered.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of feels like that's what happens whenever, like, the first time you play Strangers of Paradise. If you get that reveal, if you've played 1, you're like, whoa, what a twist here.
I'm excited to play 3 because I haven't beaten that one, and the story it wasn't quite as good as 1/Stranger, but 3 and 5, I think they both did pretty well. I think 3 sounds like it's going to do better than pretty well. It sounds like an excellent version of the Warriors of Light also. So they were pretty strong. I personally am going to refer to the listeners as our Warriors of Light, just because I like the sound of it. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but that's what I would like to do.
Okay.
I like it. And Final Fantasy also just lets everybody be a Warrior of Light at this point, too.
Yeah, I mean, go play 14, you're a Warrior of Light.
Yeah.
Go create a character, you're a Warrior of Light in 14.
Right.
Or any Final Fantasy, really. Just note that 7 through 13, you're technically not called a Warrior of Light, but you are, because you're the main
Didn't you say that was
protagonist.
in Dissidia or something?
Yep, Dissidia Final Fantasy, the fighting, it's a Soul Calibur game, but more it's arena based instead of like side by side, like a actual like Mortal Kombat or like Street Fighter style. It's more open.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody's played the Naruto Shippuden games or like Dragon Ball Xenoverse or something like that, it's an arena fighter.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, all of those characters are considered Warriors of Light because the crystals are summon them to a specific dimension and there's like a full-on story with the Dissidia series. And that's all the main protagonists from the Final Fantasy series.
And they also, I saw they added in, I don't know if it was a second game or whatever, just an update. They have like more than just the main protagonist, like with Cloud, Squall.
Zidane, it's not just the characters that you start with. It's I mean, you have characters from Final Fantasy 1 all the way up to
Is Blank
15.
in there?
I didn't see Blank.
So. I know like the main ones that you will see.
If they put Blank in, I'll buy it. I'm just putting that out there right now. Square Enix, if you're listening and you need a sale or two, Blank would be a great inclusion.
The ones I know on the top of my head that people will know are going to be the Warrior of Light, which is the character that you play as in the first one. Kain from Final Fantasy IV, which is the Dragoon. You have obviously Cloud. You have Squall. You have Tifa. You have Barret. I think Yuffie's also in it.
Yuna's in there as well.
Yuna's in it. Titus, Noctis, and you actually have Ysolda from Final Fantasy XIV. She's in it, which I was honestly shocked to see a 14 character in it. But yeah, I mean, there's like a roster of like 30 plus characters for this game.
Yeah. It was like Oprah deciding who was going to be a warrior. They were like, you get to be one. Everybody gets to be one.
Essentially, our boy Blank.
Yeah.
Essentially. But, yeah. Other than that, is there anything else we want to add to this episode?
If you're playing Final Fantasy XIV, what's the server you need to be on if you're trying to play with Dan?
Yes. If you want to play with us, join us. Completely forgot, PC and PlayStation are cross-play. So you can play with a PS4 person, or you can play with anyone on PlayStation with PC and vice versa. But as long as you are... I can't remember what server, but it's the World Midgard Summer, which is actually named after one of the major dragons in Final Fantasy XIV, is the server that I'm on. I know Lastra is on there as well. And yeah, go to that server, hop in there, create a character, or move to that server, because we will make a free company and we will be playing.
Yeah, we'll drop that in the Discord too, so everybody will know how to spell it, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's MIDGARDMO or SOM.
I wish I had a buzzer.
It's Midgard.
It's in the Discord.
S-O-M-R.
Just jump in the Discord. You can find it there, or just sound it out. It'll be all right. You're smart enough to figure it out. I believe in you, listener.
I did just want to say about the topic itself. I think mainly they're really just the foundation for the entire series. How they kind of just they set that down in the first game, and then everything for the first 6 games was all pretty much around that. So it's like the foundation for the entire series. But before I even knew that we were talking about this for the first episode, I was like, "Where's the light?" I hadn't played 1 through 5, so I didn't know. And I looked at it,
I'm in the
like,
same boat. Yeah. Trey here's the veteran when it comes to that. So
yeah, how come you didn't tell me, Trey? It was so important. I didn't know.
I mean, I personally, I was a little surprised. I thought we'd go crystals first, but when he said it and I thought about it, it made sense. I just thought it made sense because that's how it all started. And you had pointed out they were all called it in Dissidia, so I'm like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Warriors of Light, that's kind of, you're always the warrior of light in the game. It's almost always the theme of you versus the big bad, and you have to overcome evil. And that, even in the games where they don't call you the Warriors of Light, we know you are the light that is protecting what's yours around you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. But our next few episodes will be about the crystals, because they can't, they are the other foundation to the series, because every game dealt with them.
They're so important. They're in the logo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, we will see everybody next week. And remember, may the crystals guide you. Thank you for listening to the Final Fantasy Lorecast. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net. You can find us on Twitter at FFLorecast. And you can email us at fflorecast@gmail.com.
Hi, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. Are you looking for a beach read this summer? May I suggest your big wireless bill? It's got suspense, mystery, a slightly flat, emotional arc, and a shocking twist where you realize you've been overpaying the entire time. Fortunately, though, Mint's story is better. Every plan, $15 a month. Even unlimited. That's it. Happy ending. 0 tears. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.